Zira whispered, "She will not stop the Kepler fleet from destroying Earth, even if we rescue her." Tom stared at Zira in shock. "Your mother has been testing us this whole time?" Zira nodded sadly. She needed to know if humans could be trusted. If even one human would risk everything to save a stranger's child. "And if we fail the test?" Tom asked. "The Kepler fleet will destroy Earth," Zira whispered. "My mother believes it is better to end a cruel species before they spread to other planets." Tom felt angry and scared at the same time. But then he looked at the group of humans and aliens working together in the underground room. Dr. Chen was teaching a Kepler scientist about human medicine. Jake was sharing food with Uncle Keth. Marcus was showing everyone the Area 51 maps. "Look around you," Tom told Zira. "Humans and Kepler people working as friends. Your mother's test is already working." At dawn, they put their plan into action. Marcus's friend drove the food truck to Area 51, just like every morning. But hidden in the back were Tom, Zira, Uncle Keth, and Dr. Chen. The guards at the gate knew the driver. They did not check the truck carefully. Soon they were inside the most secret place on Earth. The truck stopped near the kitchen entrance. Tom's heart was beating so fast he thought everyone could hear it. This was the most dangerous thing he had ever done. Zira closed her eyes and reached out with her powers. "I can feel the electronic systems," she whispered. "Cameras, door locks, alarms. I am telling them to sleep." One by one, the security cameras turned off. The locked doors clicked open. Uncle Keth made them invisible to any cameras that were still working. They moved through the underground levels like ghosts. Dr. Chen knew which way to go from studying the maps. They saw no guards. Everything was quiet. Finally, they reached the lowest level. At the end of a long hallway was a single door made of thick metal. Behind it was Queen Lyra. Tom expected the door to be locked with many different systems, but when Dr. Chen pushed on it, it opened easily. Inside the room, Queen Lyra sat on a simple chair. She looked like an older version of Zira, with blue skin and silver eyes. But she did not look hurt or scared. She looked calm and wise. "Hello, my daughter," Queen Lyra said to Zira. "And hello, Tom." Tom was surprised. "You know my name?" "I know everything that happened to Zira," the Queen said. "I saw you find her in the alley. I felt your kindness when you gave her your coat. I watched you risk your life to save a stranger's child." Zira ran to her mother and hugged her tightly. "Are you hurt? Did they torture you?" Queen Lyra smiled. "They tried to make me afraid. They asked many questions about our technology, but they could not hurt me. Kepler royal family are much stronger than we appear." "Then why didn't you escape?" Uncle Keth asked. "Because I needed to complete the test," Queen Lyra explained. "I had to see if humans would choose kindness over fear, if they would risk everything to save people who are different from them." She stood up and walked to Tom. Even though she was not much taller than Zira, Tom felt like he was meeting someone very important and powerful. "Tom," Queen Lyra said, "you did not know I was a queen when you helped my daughter. You did not know we had advanced technology or could be useful to you. You helped her simply because she needed help." Tom felt embarrassed. Anyone would have done the same thing. Queen Lyra shook her head. "No, Tom, many humans walked past that alley before you came. They all heard Zira crying, but only you stopped to help." She placed her hand on Tom's shoulder. "You have shown me that humans can choose love over fear. Your species is not perfect, but there is hope for you." Suddenly, alarms started ringing throughout Area 51. Red lights flashed in the hallways. "They discovered we are here," Dr. Chen said. Queen Lyra closed her eyes and spoke in the Kepler language. She was talking to the warships that were coming to Earth. "I am telling my fleet to stop," she explained to the humans. "The test is complete. Humans have proven they can be trusted." But the alarms were getting louder. Heavy footsteps echoed in the hallways above them. "We need to leave," Marcus said. "Now!" Queen Lyra raised her hand. "No need to run." She walked to the center of the room and placed both hands on the floor. Blue energy flowed from her body into the ground. The entire building started to shake gently. "I am calling my ship," she said. "It will be here in moments." Through the ceiling came a beam of soft blue light. Tom felt weightless as the light lifted them up through the floors of Area 51, through the ground, and into the sky. They found themselves inside a beautiful ship made of white metal and blue crystal. Other Kepler people welcomed them with smiles and relief. From the ship's windows, Tom could see Area 51 far below. Government cars were driving around in circles, confused about where everyone had gone. What happens now? Tom asked Queen Lyra. Now we begin again, she said. Real peace talks with good humans like you. Dr. Chen will represent your scientists. Marcus will help us understand your governments. And you, Tom, will be our first human ambassador. Me? Tom said, surprised. I'm nobody special. Queen Lyra smiled the same gentle smile as her daughter. You are exactly what makes humans special, Tom. You have a kind heart. That is the most important qualification for bringing two species together. Zira took Tom's hand. Will you help us build peace between our worlds? Tom looked around the ship. Humans and Kepler people were already working together, sharing food and stories. Children from both species were playing games and laughing. It all started because he decided to help one scared child in a dark alley. Yes, Tom said, I will help. 6 months later, Kepler ships landed peacefully at the United Nations. The corrupt government officials who ordered the attack were in prison. New leaders promised to work with aliens as equals. Tom stood with Queen Lyra and Zira as they signed the first peace treaty between Earth and the Kepler Alliance. The Queen's test had worked perfectly. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change everything. Tom learned that the night he found a crying alien girl and decided to wrap her in his coat. He never could have imagined that one moment of human compassion would save 2 entire worlds. The end. We have to call someone, Jake said. The police, the military, someone in charge. No, Zira said quickly. Her eyes glowed brighter. The people in charge are the ones who killed my family. They are the bad men with guns. Jake turned on his old television. The late-night news was on. The reporter was talking about aliens. Breaking news tonight, the woman on TV said. Government forces stopped a dangerous alien invasion. Several hostile aliens were killed during the battle. The public is safe. Tom felt sick to his stomach. The news was lying. The reporter showed pictures of the dangerous aliens that were killed. But Tom could see these were not the same people Zira described. The aliens in the pictures had green skin and large teeth. They looked scary and mean. Those are not my people, Zira said sadly. My family had blue skin like me. We are peaceful. These pictures are fake. Why would they lie? Jake asked. To make humans afraid of us, Zira explained. If humans think we are monsters, they will not ask questions when we disappear. Tom stood up and started walking back and forth. He was angry now, very angry. So they killed your peaceful family and then lied about it on the news? Zira nodded. They want our technology, but they do not want to pay for it or trade fairly. They think it is easier to steal. Suddenly Zira put her hand to her head. Her silver eyes closed tightly. She looked like she was in pain. What's wrong? Tom asked. I can hear my mother's voice in my mind. Zira whispered. All Kepler royal family can speak to each other this way, but the connection is very weak. What is she saying? Jake asked. Zira was quiet for a long moment. She was concentrating very hard. Tom could see sweat on her blue forehead. She's in a place underground, Zira said. Very cold. Metal walls, she says. Area 51. Tom and Jake looked at each other. Everyone knew about Area 51. It was the government's most secret place. They kept alien technology there, and now they were keeping Queen Lyra there too. She is hurt, but still alive, Zira continued. But they are asking her questions about our technology. They want to know how to build our starships and weapons. Will she tell them? Tom asked. Zira's eyes snapped open. They were glowing bright blue now, brighter than before. Never. My mother would die before giving weapons to people who murder children. The temperature in the garage started to rise. Tom could feel heat coming from Zira's small body. Some of Jake's tools started to vibrate on their shelves. Zira, you need to calm down, Tom said gently. I cannot calm down, Zira said. Her voice was stronger now, more powerful. They killed my father. They killed my teachers and friends. And now they torture my mother for secrets she will never give. The light bulbs in the garage started to flicker. Jake stepped back, scared of what might happen. There is more, Zira said. Her voice was getting deeper, older. My mother sent me a warning. The Kepler Alliance is coming to find us. 50 warships are already on their way to Earth. Tom's blood turned cold. Warships? They think humans killed their queen and princess, Zira explained. They do not know some humans are good. They only know that we came in peace and were murdered. When will they get here? Jake asked. 7 Earth days, Zira said. Maybe less. Tom grabbed Zira's shoulders gently. What will happen when they arrive? Zira looked at him with her glowing eyes. For a moment she did not look like a scared little girl. She looked like something much more powerful. Something that could be very dangerous if it wanted to be. If they do not find my mother and me alive and safe, Zira said, they will think all humans are monsters. They will turn your oceans into steam. They will crack your mountains like eggs. Earth will become a dead planet. The garage was completely quiet, except for the humming of the fluorescent lights above. But if we can save my mother, Zira continued, if we can show them that some humans are good and kind, maybe we can stop the war. Tom looked at Jake. Jake looked back at Tom. They were just two regular guys. Tom worked in an office. Jake fixed cars. How could they possibly break into Area 51? But Tom thought about the little blue girl crying in the alley. He thought about her murdered family. He thought about her mother being tortured in a government prison. We have to try, Tom said. Suddenly the sound of helicopters filled the air above the garage. Bright lights shined through the windows. Zira stood up slowly. Her eyes were burning bright blue now. The metal tools in the garage started to lift off their shelves and float in the air. They found us again, she said in a voice that was no longer childlike. This time, I will not run. The helicopters circled above Jake's garage like giant metal birds. Their bright lights turned night into day. The sound of their spinning blades was so loud that Tom had to cover his ears. But Zira was not afraid anymore. She raised her small hands toward the ceiling. Her silver eyes blazed with blue fire. All the metal tools in the garage lifted into the air and spun in slow circles around her. I am Princess Zira of the Kepler Alliance, she said in a voice that was strong and clear, daughter of Queen Lyra, and I am done hiding from you. Blue energy flowed from her hands toward the ceiling. The helicopters above started making strange noises. Their engines coughed and sputtered. What are you doing? Tom asked. I am not hurting the pilots, Zira said calmly, but their machines will not work properly for a while. We need time to plan. One by one the helicopters flew away. Their engines were making sick sounds, like cars that needed repair. Jake watched through his window as they disappeared into the night. How did you do that? Jake asked. Kepler people understand energy better than humans, Zira explained. We can speak to machines and tell them to stop working. Tom sat down on a wooden crate. His mind was working fast. If you can do that to helicopters, what else can you do? Many things, Zira said. But I am still young. My powers are not fully grown yet. In 10 years, I will be much stronger. We don't have 10 years, Tom said. We have 6 days before your people arrive. Jake was looking at his phone. Tom, look at this. He showed them a news website. The headline said, Citizens report alien sympathizers. Below it were pictures of Tom and Jake taken from security cameras. They know who we are now, Jake said quietly. Tom felt scared but also angry. These government people had lied to everyone. They killed innocent aliens and called them monsters. Now they were hunting good humans too. We need help, Tom said. We can't break into Area 51 by ourselves. Zira closed her eyes and put her hand to her head again. I am searching for other Kepler people. There might be some still alive and hiding. She was quiet for several minutes. Tom and Jake waited. Finally, her eyes opened. I found them, she said with a smile. 3 survivors. They are hiding in the city. And there is something else. What? Tom asked. There are humans helping them. Good humans who do not believe the lies on television. An hour later, they were in an old subway tunnel beneath the city. It had been closed for years, but people still used it as a meeting place. Tom, Jake, and Zira walked through the dark tunnels using flashlights. They found the others in a large underground room. 3 adult Kepler people sat around a small fire. Their blue skin looked pale in the firelight. With them were 5 humans, 2 women and 3 men who looked like ordinary people. One of the Kepler adults stood up when he saw Zira. His eyes went wide with surprise. Princess Zira, he said in the Kepler language. Then he switched to English. We thought you were dead. Uncle Keth. Zira ran to him and hugged him tightly. You survived. Keth was Queen Lyra's brother. He explained that he and 2 other Kepler people escaped during the attack. The good humans found them and brought them to this safe place. We have been planning a rescue mission, said one of the human women. Her name was Dr. Sarah Chen. She was a scientist who studied aliens. But Area 51 is impossible to break into. Not impossible, Zira said. Difficult, yes, but not impossible. She told them about her growing powers. Keth and the other adult Kepler people nodded with understanding. Royal children develop their abilities faster during times of great stress, Keth explained to the humans. Princess Zira is becoming very powerful very quickly. What's the plan? Tom asked. Dr. Chen spread out maps and blueprints on a table. Area 51 has 3 levels underground. Queen Lyra is on the lowest level, but the security is incredible. Guards, cameras, locked doors everywhere. Zira studied the maps carefully. I can disable their electronic systems. Uncle Keth can make us invisible to their cameras, but we still need to get inside. I have an idea, said one of the human men. His name was Marcus, and he used to work at Area 51 before he quit. There is a delivery entrance on the east side. Food trucks come every morning at 6 o'clock. We hide in a food truck, Jake asked. Not hide in, Marcus said. Replace. I know the driver. He will help us if we explain what is really happening. They worked all night making their plan. As the sun started to rise, everything was ready. Tom looked at the group of humans and aliens working together. For the first time in days he felt hope, but as they prepared to leave, Zira grabbed his arm. Tom, she said quietly, there is something you should know about my mother. What? Zira's silver eyes looked worried. She has been testing your species. Everything that has happened, finding me, helping me, bringing these people together, she has been watching through our mental connection. Tom's heart stopped. Testing us. If humans fail her test. Rain fell hard on the dark city streets. The cold water hit the ground and made small rivers that flowed into the gutters. Tom walked slowly down the empty sidewalk. His shoes made soft sounds on the wet concrete. He pulled his jacket closer to his body. The rain was getting heavier. Tom worked late at the office again. His boss always gave him extra work to do. He was tired and wanted to go home. His small apartment was only 6 blocks away. He walked this same path every night for 3 years. Nothing exciting ever happened on this street. But tonight was different. As Tom walked past the old brick buildings, he heard something strange. It was a soft crying sound coming from the dark alley between 2 tall buildings. Tom stopped walking. He turned his head to listen better. The sound was real. Someone was crying. Most people would keep walking. The city was dangerous at night. Smart people minded their own business, but Tom was not like most people. His mother taught him to help others when they needed it. Even when it was not safe, Tom walked into the dark alley. The street lights did not reach here. He used his phone's flashlight to see. Old garbage cans lined the brick walls. Water dripped from the fire escapes above. The crying sound got louder as he walked deeper into the alley. Then he saw her. A small figure sat behind a large dumpster. It was a child, maybe 8 or 9 years old, but something was wrong. Her skin was blue, not human blue from being cold. Real blue, like the ocean on a sunny day. Her hair was white as snow and hung down to her shoulders. Tom's heart started beating faster. This was an alien child. Everyone knew aliens existed, but they were not allowed on Earth. The government said they were dangerous. People who helped aliens went to prison, but this child did not look dangerous. She looked scared and hurt. The little girl looked up at Tom with large silver eyes. Tears ran down her blue cheeks. She was shaking from the cold rain. Her clothes were torn and dirty. She had no shoes on her small feet. Please, she whispered in broken English. Please help me. Tom looked around the alley. No one else was there. He could walk away and pretend he never saw her. That would be the safe thing to do. The smart thing to do. Instead, Tom knelt down next to the alien child. Up close, he could see she had small cuts on her arms and face. Someone had hurt her. His heart felt heavy with sadness. What happened to you? Tom asked softly. The child tried to speak, but her teeth were chattering from the cold. Tom took off his warm jacket and wrapped it around her small body. She looked surprised by his kindness. Most humans were not kind to aliens. They killed my family, she whispered. Her voice was so quiet Tom had to lean closer to hear. Bad men with guns. They came to our meeting place. They shot everyone. Tom felt sick to his stomach. Who did this? Men in black suits, the child said. They spoke human words I did not understand. My mother told me to run and hide. I ran and ran until I couldn't run anymore. The little girl started crying again. They are looking for me. They want to kill me too. I am so scared. Tom looked at this frightened child and made a decision that would change his life forever. He could not leave her here to die. It did not matter that she was alien. She was just a scared little girl who needed help. What is your name? Tom asked. Zira, she said quietly. I am from the planet Kepler 442b. We came here for peace. But humans do not want peace. Some humans do, Tom said. My name is Tom. I want to help you. Zira looked at him with hope in her silver eyes. You will not hurt me? Never, Tom promised. Can you walk? Zira nodded. Tom helped her stand up. She was very light, like a bird. The jacket was too big for her, but it would keep her warm. I live close to here, Tom said. You can stay with me until we figure out what to do. They walked out of the alley together. Tom kept looking around to make sure no one saw them. The rain was still falling, but not as hard now. Zira walked close to Tom, holding onto his arm. As they reached Tom's apartment building, Zira suddenly stopped walking. Her silver eyes went wide with fear. They found us, she whispered. Tom looked up and saw black cars surrounding his building. Men in dark suits stood near the doors. Red and blue lights flashed in the distance. His blood turned cold. Zira grabbed his arm with surprising strength. They are coming for me, she said. And now they will come for you too. Tom's heart was beating so fast he could hear it in his ears. The black cars were everywhere. Men in dark suits walked around his apartment building like hunters looking for prey. Red and blue lights flashed from police cars down the street. We have to run, Zira whispered. Her small hand gripped Tom's arm tightly. They will kill us both if they catch us. Tom looked at the little alien girl. Her silver eyes were full of fear, but also something else. She looked angry. Very angry. This way, Tom said quietly. He led Zira away from the front of the building. They walked in the shadows between parked cars. The rain helped hide them from the men in suits. They reached the back of Tom's building. There was a fire escape that led to the roof. Tom had used it before when the elevator was broken. Tonight, it might save their lives. Can you climb? Tom asked Zira. She nodded. My people are good climbers. They climbed the metal stairs as quietly as they could. Tom's hands were shaking. He had never been in this much danger before. Below them, he could hear men shouting orders. Flashlights moved back and forth in the darkness. When they reached the roof, Tom helped Zira across to the next building. They jumped from roof to roof until they were far from the black cars. Finally, they climbed down into another alley. Tom pulled out his phone and called his friend Jake. Jake worked at a car repair shop and lived above it. He was the only person Tom could trust. Jake, I need help, Tom said when his friend answered. Tom, it's almost midnight. What's wrong? I can't explain on the phone. Can I come to your garage? It's life or death. Jake was quiet for a moment. Okay, come to the back door. Tom and Zira ran through the empty streets. They stayed in the shadows and avoided the main roads. It took 20 minutes to reach Jake's garage. Tom knocked on the back door 3 times. That was their secret signal from when they were kids. Jake opened the door. He was a big man with kind eyes and strong hands from working on cars. When he saw Zira, his mouth fell open. Tom, what have you done? Jake whispered. I found her in an alley, Tom said. She needed help. Jake looked around the street, then quickly let them inside. The garage smelled like oil and metal. Old cars filled the space. Jake locked the door behind them. Do you know what happens to people who help aliens? Jake asked. I know, Tom said, but I couldn't leave her there to die. Zira sat down on an old chair. She looked very tired. Tom's jacket was still wrapped around her small body. What's your name, little one? Jake asked gently. Zira, she said in her soft voice. I am from the planet Kepler 442b. Jake's eyes went wide. He had heard of Kepler 442b on the news. It was a planet very far from Earth. How did you get here? Jake asked. Zira looked sad. My people came to Earth for peace talks. We wanted to be friends with humans. We brought gifts and knowledge to share. What kind of gifts? Tom asked. Medicine that can cure any sickness, Zira said. Technology to clean your oceans and air. Ways to travel between stars without hurting space. Jake and Tom looked at each other. This sounded amazing. Why would the government want to kill people who brought such wonderful things? The bad men tricked us, Zira continued. They said they wanted peace, but they only wanted to steal our technology. When my people would not give it to them, they started shooting. Tears ran down her blue cheeks again. I watched them kill my father. He was a wise man who only wanted to help. Tom knelt down next to Zira. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Suddenly, Zira's silver eyes started to glow softly. The temperature in the room got warmer. Tom could feel energy coming from her small body. There is something else, Zira said. Something I did not tell you. What? Tom asked. When I get scared or angry, strange things happen, Zira said. I can move very fast. I can sense danger before it comes. And I can do this. Zira held out her hand. A small ball of blue light appeared above her palm. It was beautiful and bright. Jake stepped back in surprise. My people have special abilities, Zira said. That is another reason the bad men want to catch us. The light in her hand grew brighter. Tom could see that Zira was getting upset again. There is something else, she whispered. Something very important. What? Tom asked. Zira closed her hand and the light disappeared. She looked up at Tom with her glowing eyes. My mother is still alive, she said. I can feel her in my mind. But she is in great danger. The bad men have her prisoner somewhere. We have to find her before they hurt her too. Tom felt his stomach drop. Who is your mother, Zira? Zira stood up slowly. Her small body seemed to grow taller and stronger. She is Queen Lyra, Zira said, the leader of all Kepler people. And if they kill her, my people will think humans are monsters. They will never trust Earth again. Jake stared at Zira with his mouth open. You're a queen's daughter? Zira nodded slowly. My mother rules the Kepler Alliance. 50 planets follow her wisdom. She brought only peaceful people to Earth. Scientists, doctors, teachers. No soldiers. Tom sat down heavily on an old tire. His mind was spinning. He had saved an alien princess, the daughter of a queen who ruled 50 planets. This was much bigger than he thought.